Okay, I just want to say thank you first off for Dispatches for publishing one of my poems, which I won't be reading today, but it's a very nice opportunity. It's a very big honor. Yeah, it's very cool. So I'll be reading two poems. They're called Time Theft and When a Cop Eats the Food is Nostalgic for the Outside. So here's the first one, Time Theft. Our God sits in the cosmic diner, facing the bell door, and every time the bell rings, it flinches. A dirty city bird seizes. A Wall Street savant whistles on down from the top floor. These things flow two ways, towards and away. It all depends on whether you're willing to follow. Whether you have the wherewithal to know moving after, alongside something, can leave you and it forever parallel. God is a tweaker, or maybe God is withdrawals, or maybe God is a leathered face missing their child. No matter though, it is eye-bagged, and its cup is empty. Its shirt is ill-fitting, and it has been waiting on a sandwich for eternity. It cradles its brutal head in its palm and tears sugar packets small, and when it pours them every which way, someone you never knew dies slowly and without mercy in what we call a blizzard. God calls it a reason to tip extra. It keeps its hard hat on the table for luck because even it is superstitious, humble in its motions like the desperate house guest. It has stayed too long. It has a job to get to. There will be consequences in waiting to be fed, but God must stay. If not out of hunger, then just for the muted warmth that watching to cook at the grill gives it. Work, both the cheapest thing in the entire universe and the entirety of a moment. Everything from the task of wood being chopped to the axe that kills the laborer, it sees work in all its permutations, believes rest to be an act that is sacred. Our God sits in the cosmic diner, flinching, filching free cups of coffee, facing the exit. It is loitering for this eternity. It is hoping that it can just outwait this storm, that it can then return, that if it just watches, sits here real still and real low, then no one will remember that it is everything, and everything forever disappearing like a tired head being pulled free from a work shirt collar, like the everything that fills the growing, slow unfolding heart of a crumpled dollar. Little earned glories, blessings we send ourselves, the ways we make do while we await this divine order. All right, so that's the first poem. And this is the second poem, When a Cop Eats, the Food is Nostalgic for the Outside. I think cops grasp their shoulders, strutting stiff-legged and spit-lipped because they believe they are captains. Captains are, or were, men of light fingers. Legend claims they could rest two tips to the coming surf and raise them up without even a divot. I've never seen that, but sometimes I see holes in the city, and I wonder if they are born from destruction or purpose. Watch man declare himself vacuum, and then watch vacuum declare itself man. I think cops want love in the same way cows dream of the beyond. That is to say, a cow can know its fears, but it can never learn its song. In New York, we don't say thank you for your service. We open subway gates for the homeless. There are no handouts unless you want one, and if you want one, you're given lustrous little metal to place your bad days into, and a stupid little smirk that you hold where a scream would otherwise go. Time, a fat, round thing, has blood and veins, and the dust is its flesh. Since learning I lived in a living thing, I learned better than to expect simple order. There are many beasts holding many long smudges in their churning bowels, and when I get too high from the smell of fall, I began to see how I'm more river than man. I am a sea of still wrong named color, and I float in from a great expanse, so great that it felt like an illusion when I first bloomed. How we never truly leave once we enter a room. I think cops sleep at night by imagining exhaustion as their burden. They retell themselves stories never written. They chew drugs hard, and the taste is bitter, like it is for us all. When a cop dreams, he is not just right, he is gospel. When a cop eats, the food is nostalgic for the outside. When a cop is, he is lonely. And he looks to other cops and asks, are you lonely? And the other cops ask, why the long thought? And maybe he says, I don't know. As a boy, I saw a man once, and he was tall, And now no one is tall anymore. Everyone is small, and I hate the way they look at me. Thanks. So, yeah, thank you for the opportunity. These readers have been great, and it's been a pleasure to be reading alongside them.